there is something about my resume that you haven't said. It's that I am an economist. Sorry. I would like to ask how many economists are in the room, please. Would you raise your hand? Please support me if you have any. How many engineers are in the room? Much more? I think that my presentation is a practical case on how we implement these concepts that have been explained. I will not explain any concept. I will explain our strategy in order to do that. And I will ask two more questions before beginning. How many people are in the room who are not economists or engineers? Could you please raise your hand? Okay. If you have any doubt, you can ask. The economists and the engineers cannot ask anything, I'm sorry, because we have little time. Okay? And last question, how many of you have been in a car factory? Okay, I will come back to this later. Okay, first of all, I will present a little bit my company. We are an SME company. We were born 20 years ago in Barcelona Activa, one of the institutions that led entrepreneurship company in Barcelona. And we began working for SEAT in Martorell and for Nissan in Zona Franca, doing engineering services. First of all, we did the electrical engineering, then we added the mechanical, then we added the conceptual design, and now we have done all the value chain of engineering. 10 years ago, we realized that just working for the Catalan car manufacturers wasn't not enough. We had to look outside, and we decided to begin an internationalization process. So, where do you have to go if you want to internationalize in the automotive industry? You have to go to Germany. We began working for the Volkswagen Group, then for the UK, and now, 10 years later, we have a permanent team of 15 people based in Germany, and we are opening our first delegation. On the other side, we have begun exporting our first products to Brazil, and we also have explored the Asia market with an Axio mission, with the cluster of automotive cluster in Catalonia, and we went to Japan and Korea. So maybe in the next 5 years, I will change this map, and I will put also Japan and Korea. These are our main customers. 90% of our business operation go for the car manufacturers and part manufacturers. I would say that it's a really interesting industry. We love the product that comes behind the whole process chain. We install the robots in all these factories. We program the robots, we automate all the processes. And it's really fantastic because we love cars. Everybody who is above 25 years loves cars. What is the problem? The problem is that there is a dark side in the automotive industry. And the dark side is an industry that is based on cost, basically on cost. And the second keyword is the cycle time. If you can get the cycle time, you can have a business in here. If you don't have the cycle time, it's impossible. They won't let you. So, what was our strategy in order to overcome this issue? 10 years ago, we decided we will create an innovation department inside Promaut in order to do two targets, basically. First of all, explore new technologies inside the automotive industry to understand very well how is it working and to get a step in advance before our industry. Second of all, in order to take the technology from the automotive industry and put it in other industries. For example, we have created Railsa. Railsa is a company dedicated to safety systems in the railways. The idea of this project was born in SEAT when we saw the different optical scanners to separate the machine from the operator when you are working in a factory. We have another example, for example, Dimatec. The cars are changing the materials. They are made of composites, of plastics, So in the future, it's going to be very difficult to weld all the different components. What we did? We did an innovation project, and finally, we launched a company that applies, with machines, applies the different adhesives into the cars. This slide is for my beloved economist. I will explain the same thing that I explained in the last slide, but with financial arguments. When you see our turnover, you can see how the innovation strategy was implemented in our company. From the year 2007 till the year 2010, the whole market, the whole automotive market went down. We had real problems to get customers, to get projects, and we were able to overcome this death valley because we have made some spin-offs some years before. If we hadn't made it, I probably wouldn't be here today. So the innovation strategy is very good for SMEs companies for the crisis. The second message is that when the whole automotive industry began to increment again, we were able to grow our turnover, but also to boost the whole turnover because of the other spin-offs. And the third message is that we were able to maintain the whole personnel in our company because we have done some work before creating these spin-offs. And this is probably one thing that people don't talk much about when they are talking about Industry 4.0. But at the end, everybody has in their strategic plans creating high value-added jobs. So how do we do it? We went to Europe. We were involved in some European research projects with several other companies, with several other research centers. We cannot make the research in our installations, but we are very good implementing the research into the factory. So here is an example. It's a tailgate made of carbon fiber reinforced polymers made for Fiat. We learn a lot of how the carbon fiber processes are made, and in the future we expect that we can automate some production line for Fiat. This is another project in the railway industry. Last, I asked before how many of you have been in a car factory. Does it look like that? For sure not. It's very difficult. I understand that the factory of the future will be more flexible, will be more automated, will be more of everything, more safer, more environmentally, more ecological. But there are two criteria that any technology has to accomplish if it wants to go into the factory. The cycle time and the cost. If we are able to develop these concepts, these technologies, in order to get the required cycle time and the specific input cost, we have a future in the factories. If we can do that, it will be much more. Thanks for your attention. Any questions?